No more Anthony Davis in LA. Please, baby, no more Anthony Davis in LA. Welcome to the Daily Grind. I'm your host, Luke Hatmaker, and it's Sunday. We don't normally do this on Sunday, and I don't normally act this way, but we had to after what happened last night, this morning, whatever. Rusty, how are you? How are you, sir? I think you and I were both well rested because we were two of the few people in the universe that had Do Not Disturb on last night.
Yeah, because I needed a good night's sleep, and
Yep.
I did, and I'm glad I did because I woke up to 28 text messages, a handful of missed calls, a ton of Twitter notifications, and it's like, it wasn't even 7:30, and my flabbers were already gasted before the day even started. Like, what is even happening in the basketball world today?
That's a great question, and let's jump right into it. We're just gonna it's Sunday, it's the day of rest, so we're gonna go through this. We're gonna just hit the three teams involved, which is hilarious that there were three teams involved. Yeah. I can't wait for the third team. I'm kidding. But you know what? Before we jump into anything, let's say the Mavs fans need a hug and some time alone, because if you are living under a rock, let me preface it with this. My stepfather, who, to put it nicely, he hates the NBA. He's just a big college basketball guy, loves college. He's just college, does not like the NBA. I woke up to a text from him being like, holy shit, did you see that trade last night? And I was like, oh, when Luka Dončić was traded to the Los Angeles Lakers, the Dallas Mavericks traded Luka Dončić to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis. Those are the two headliners.
I think we were all Devin Booker, when this released during the end of the Suns and Trailblazers game. Yep. And Book heard somebody say that Luka got traded, and he said Luka Garza, because there was no way it was Luka Dončić, right? Like, it couldn't be. Like, this has never happened in our lifetime. Nope. A trade like this has tried to happen in the past, and David Stern said and rejected that bad boy. Pulled a Jurassic Park.
You didn't say the magic word.
And so, no, it is in fact Luka Dončić got traded out of Dallas to the Los Angeles Lakers. And I tell you, the real winner of this trade, we'll go through all of it here in a minute, is Adam Silver, because it justifies the Lakers having 29 nationally televised games when the Grizz, the Thunder, and the Mavericks and these other teams might have 9 combined. And so he's the one, it's just propping up LeBron and the Lakers is what this trade is all about. But I digress.
Just that part sucks. Let's just break it. Speaking of propping up the Lakers, let's start there, because I know that's where the NBA always wants to start. The Lakers in this trade, the Lakers received Luka Dončić, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris. That's I
guess Kleber's going to be your starting big now. He's got to be, because you don't really have another one on the roster.
Yeah, I'm glad you said. Let's go. Their roster right now, I got it. It's Dalton Connect, Chrissy's gone. Dalton Connect, LeBron James, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, Cam Reddish, Christian Coloco. He's on a two-way. Yeah. Jackson Hayes, not going to cut it. Nope. Bronny James, Dorian Finney-Smith who might be their best defender now. Shake Milton, Arme, their other two-way guy. Sorry, I can't pronounce his name. Jared Vanderbilt, Trey Jameson, who might be their star.
Trey Jameson's gonna play 30 games.
Yeah, Christian Wood, that. Yeah. Their big rotation now consists of Christian Wood, Trey Jameson, Jackson Hayes, and Christian Coloco. Mm-hmm.
It tells me that they're not done.
Yes, which
is what that probably tells me. And so I think, Art's in the comments there. Thanks for hanging with us today.
Yeah, brother.
I've heard this rumor, but then LeBron came out this morning and said that he plans to be on the Lakers past the trade deadline. But if he truly didn't know about this trade, then I don't know. But kind of what I was saying, right now, Adam Silver's making phone calls, seeing what he can make happen. But there's just not a true big on this roster anymore. You lost AD, which we had an AD problem for sure. Now he's in our division. And so that's one more thing we got to worry about. But the Lakers, this year don't scare me as much as they once did, because they don't have AD. And I don't know how Luka is going to come back from his injury, where he's going to fit, how this is going to look going forward. But that's the biggest head scratcher for me for the Lakers. Luka makes a ton of sense, because the Lakers are now set up for well past LeBron's retirement.
Yes.
But what about now with their big situation? It tells me they may not be done.
And I don't know who What rim protect? Because that's what you need. You're losing your rim protection right now. I mean, Kleber can come in and do that small ball 5 where he, like if you need that, you have small ball options if you now, but they got no rim protection. I don't know. Jonas Valanciunas is not the answer there. I don't know who they go.
I mean, is Kessler an option? Because they've been kind of linked to Kessler a little bit, and the Jazz were included in this trade. Maybe this was like an olive branch to kind of get the ball rolling to go get a Walker Kessler.
Yep, which I think we're all in agreement is that they're not done. The Lakers aren't done. My initial reaction is that they won the trade. I don't just because you've got Luka Dončić for the next.
I mean, he's going to sign a massive contract this summer. This, is this like the smoke signals, tea leaves saying that LeBron James is going to retire and we're going to pay Luka and we're going to keep moving? Like, there's a lot of moving parts to make this work. And so I think, we've all kind of heard with Jimmy Butler and Bradley Beal and all this stuff, it was going to be an interesting trade deadline. It just got started about 4 days early. And so this tells me it's going to be a wild trade deadline, because if Luka Dončić is not untouchable, you can't tell me that Stephon Castle and some of these other cats that have been labeled untouchable aren't moving at all.
You know who the first untouchable that my mind went to, I was like, can we get Trey Murphy on this team? I was like, if untouchable guys are available.
Hey, but to make this Grizzlies related, and I know we'll probably get to this as we go, but to me, this also makes Cam Johnson cheaper, because if Luka only fetches 1 first round, there's no way you're getting 4 first-round draft picks for Cam Johnson. Like, it's just not going to happen.
Thank you for that segue, sir. Like, let's segue into what the Mavericks got out of this, because the Mavericks received Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and won a single first-round pick in 2029.
Which is not – I don't think it's protected either. And, it's just a weird – it's just kind of like, huh?
It is the draft compensation received in this trade, I think, is astounding. That's just what I don't get, because you look at the owner, Robert Stone, whatever, Raphael Stone, he probably looked and was like, look, out of all the top 15 guys, if I want to trade a star for a star, I'm not getting anyone higher than AD, right? Like he's not going to get Wemby. He's not going to get Tatum. He's not going to get Ja. Think of all the 1-for-1. He's not, if he wants to move off Luka, he's not going to get the Joker. That's not happening. So is AD the top guy that he could get? I have
a hard time believing that, because AD's 31, he's made of glass. He doesn't play a ton. He's definitely super injured all the time. Now, if he can play, good luck in the paint with, Lively when he's healthy, Gafford and AD. They just became the best team in the paint. They're trying to become kind of what Minnesota thought they could be with Cat and Gobert. That's what they're hoping this will turn into, because AD can shoot and has said he doesn't want to be a true center. He wants to be that 4. Well, you got Gafford, who's a true center there. So for AD, if he can stay healthy, it kind of makes sense.
It seems like it's a win now move for the Mavericks. And like you said, it does. I think this roster makes a load of sense. You've got Daniel Gafford, Spencer Dinwiddie, Quentin Grimes, PJ Washington, Klay Thompson, Kyrie, Jaden Hardy, Najee Marshall, Derek Lively.
That's a good roster. And, shout out Keith Parrish, Fast Break Breakfast on Twitter. He said this morning, if I'd have rewound to 5 years ago and said, guess what team Kyrie, Klay, and AD would be on in 2025, how many guesses would it take you to get to the Dallas Mavericks? I don't think there's a number big enough, because having all 3 of those cats on the same team, especially in a blockbuster trade like this,
when they don't happen.
Yeah. Dallas got fleeced. They 100% got fleeced. But if AD can be healthy, this is a win now move and makes them a very tough team to score on in the paint.
I agree. But see, I think that if it's a win now move, it's a good win now move. The issue is if this team is built to win now, it's a lot of it hinges on health. Kyrie's playing with a bulging disc. AD, like you said, is made of glass. Who else? Spencer Dinwiddie's old.
Lively's been hurt this year. He's it's just
Klay Thompson is,
this is one of those. It's I don't understand what the Mavericks were thinking here. You mean to tell me that you shopped Luka and they had other offers from other teams, And the best that you could come back with is Anthony Davis. To me, this screams Laker bias. I'm not one of those, I'm going to put my tinfoil hat on because I don't keep it on very often. But this tells me that this feels like Adam Silver trying to justify all these national TV games, propping up the Laker brand because the CP3 trade to go to LA was nowhere near this bad. This is an absolute fleecing of the Dallas Mavericks. And they're so it was so bad that Shams, God bless Shams, broke the story of his career saying Luka Dončić is getting traded, and everybody thought he'd been hacked. That's how wild this trade is, that everybody thought he had been hacked and didn't believe him.
And the one Luka Dončić, before this, if I would have said, hey, how many first round picks would Luka Dončić fetch on the market?
Oh my God, 7,
5 minimum.
And then let's do this. Name me 3 players that you would not trade for Luka. Who are the guys that you would absolutely if you called I'm for me Joker. I wouldn't trade Jokic. I'm biased, so I wouldn't trade Ja or Jaren. I'd say that. If you're Boston, you'd probably trade Jaylen Brown,
but not Tatum. But yeah, I would trade Jaylen Brown. The Knicks, would you give up anybody on the Knicks? I think so. I would
Bridges. I would think about Cat. There's a lot of moves there.
I would give up Jalen Brunson.
I'd give up Brunson. I'd send him back to Dallas.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's all that to say, there's only maybe 5 or 6 guys that you would not trade for Luka, and the best the Dallas Mavericks could get was Anthony Davis.
I'm glad that NK, thank you for watching, brother. We don't have to say it. We don't have to get all. But this feels very much, it doesn't make sense because they could have gotten so much money. They could have gotten money. They could have gotten, I refuse to believe that a single first round pick is the most that they could have gotten. That's
I guarantee you, if they called Boston, they could have got Jaylen Brown and 4 first round picks without even having to break a sweat. But the fact that Kenny's here saying, yeah, they didn't shop Luka, they only called LA, tells me that somebody told them to only call LA because Art's exactly right. Castle, Vassell, Session, they would have been gone.
Yeah.
Oklahoma City has 1 million picks and could have given up anybody but SGA and maybe Chet, but definitely not SGA.
Jalen Wells would be gone, or Jalen Williams would have been gone. All these dudes on that
team gone. That team, if you want a rim protection, there's so many better fits out there for the Mavs. If there was a grade below an F, that's what the Dallas Mavericks should get in this trade.
Yep. And the reason being we don't want to pay a guy that was pushing 270, the Supermax, who doesn't play defense. Mm-hmm. Guess what? He might be one of the top 4 best players on the planet. You still pay him. You pay him.
It. Yeah, even if he's a little chubby. I'm a little chubby too, but it's it's fine.
It's fine.
Still watch what don't look at the finals. He had a bad finals, but he willed that Mavericks team to the finals last year. He's one of the best players, even if he weighs 300 pounds.
Also, he carries it well. Not Kyla looked, she didn't know what he looked like. She knew who he was, and she was like, "Oh, really?" But she was like 270, and she looked, and she's like, "That cat ain't 270. He doesn't look 270. He's what 6'6", 6'8".
Yeah.
Who cares if he's built like a football player? I don't care because he's still a superhuman when it comes to basketball.
LeBron James has made work for a very long career where he has been built like a tight end, linebacker, defensive end, and it's been very successful in the NBA. It's just this whole thing just screams it's just weird, man. There's got to be other things absolutely ninja things are going to come out over the next few days. There was clearly some friction. I don't care what LeBron says on Twitter. There may have been some 80 Bron friction. Clearly there was some friction in Dallas around his Luka not being in shape and not being able to get over the hump and lose the weight. There's definitely a lot of things going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, and we'll see what plays out. I imagine I imagine, I think I just put this up there. We'll find out. I think we'll find out something that's going to happen behind the scenes soon. I would imagine. The other team that is involved in this. Oh, wait. This is a good question. Yeah, let's answer this really quick. If they call the Grizz and they only ask for Ja and a first, would you do it for Luka?
I think real hard about
it. Same.
I think real hard. I don't know that I could sit here and say absolutely because I do love Ja Morant and he's our franchise. But I think I'd I think really hard about it.
It's one first. That's it. Like one first for Luka Dončić. I'm like, shit. Pardon my language, but like that's
I get it, man. That's where I'm at.
Absurd.
Like if it's just Ja and a first, and I love Ja Morant. Nobody loves Ja Morant in this team better than me. Like I wouldn't, Kenny, I wouldn't slam the phone down. Like I would
hang up.
I'd say, hey, how about you? Let's continue. Why don't you come to Memphis? Let's continue this chat.
You like barbecue?
Yeah, you like barbecue because, like, man, whew, that's hard, man. That's tough. I mean, Luka doesn't play any defense, but like, you put him on a team with Jalen Wells and Jaren and Vince and this.
We're
team,
talking ourselves into it. We need to stop.
Stop it. I'm done. No, I would listen. I would listen.
If we get him to Memphis, man, does Luka need barbecue? Yeah, see,
he likes barbecue.
Does he like barbecue?
Like, Art gets it. Art gets it.
The third team we should talk about that was involved with this, which I don't know who said it, but I saw it on X this morning. Someone said Danny Ainge had to get in here like a crackhead, get like, oh, I need my second round picks. It's just so good. The Utah Jazz out of nowhere come in and they get Jalen Hood-Schifino, who I actually really like. A 2025 second from the Clippers and a 2025 second from the Mavs. So more immediate return and I imagine a piece that they will use in the future. I mean, he was a 17 overall pick, good game. I just wasn't going to play for Lake. I mean, I think this is good for Danny. Danny Ainge didn't need to get involved. The Jazz didn't need to get involved, and they get a good player and they get
some picks as they're clearly failing for flag, and that's their whole point. And so they're just trying to do what they can. I think I saw where Mo Bamba was involved in this too. Somehow he went to the Jazz, and he got immediately was waived or whatever. But like this whole thing is just weird, man. Like again, like the Jazz are just like you said. Danny Ainge just wanted to get involved so he could have some, like, because you think Grizz Twitter is bad about some transaction porn. Danny Ainge is all about some transaction porn. He wants to make a move just to make a move. And so he's all about trying to make a trade. So he hopped in on the fringes here just to be spoken in the same breath of the Luka Dončić trade. Like that's clearly all that really is.
That's really funny. It probably is. Okay. So yeah.
Yeah. Mo was all about this
with the Clippers and waived. So, I mean, is it weird to say that the Jazz get an A+? I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. It's
yeah, man. It's just like I'm befuddled. Like that's the best way to describe it. Is like, it's a win for the Lakers long term. That sucks. Is it weird that it doesn't like? I'm not in shambles.
I don't think it moves the needle really for either of the teams up.
Or and then thinking like Grizz focus. Like I think like. The Lakers scare me less without AD. Mm-hmm. The Mavericks scare me less without Luka. Now AD is on the Mavericks, but again, you don't know how healthy he's going to be. Now, when he's healthy, he had 21 and 11 in the first quarter a couple weeks ago. Like,
is he going to be as motivated in Dallas?
Is he going to be as motivated? Is he going to be as healthy? Like, what's going to happen with AD there? Like, from a Grizzlies perspective, this doesn't scare me a ton. All this jockeying is all they're trying to do is they realize that they have to beat the Jalen Wells led Memphis Grizzlies for a long time. Yep. And so they're doing all this just to beat Jalen Wells. Like, come on, bro. But I agree. Like this felt like if I am climbing and I woke up this morning and was like, oh, wow, they got one first round pick for Luka. Hey, Brooklyn. Let's talk Cam Johnson.
Give me Cam Johnson.
Give me Cam Johnson. I'll give you a couple second round picks. Like
Kleiman's on the clock.
Yeah, like I don't care about KD. Like we can miss me with that. But go get Cam Johnson for market. If it's true what that burner account for the Nets reported that we're having conversations, like I call him back immediately and make it happen. This is one of the points I wanted to get to at the end.
Yeah.
This is like typically the first splash trade sets the market for the rest of the trades. It's going to set kind of what the standard asking price is. Luke, what has it done to the trade market that Luka only got one first round?
It is. I'm sitting here thinking like, is Jimmy Butler even going to get traded now? Like, are they just going to all the names, Zach LaVine? Like if Luka Dončić got one first rounder, I would trade Zach LaVine for a fourth round pick in the draft. Like those don't exist. Like that's what it feels like. This should, if we're trying to do like a, what do you call it? When you trade, when the currency, I don't know, when you
exchange rate.
Yeah, the exchange rate for this
weird. Yeah,
all out of whack.
Yeah, like It's just wild. Like, you could call Jimmy Butler and offer him like a plate lunch from the commissary in Germantown for Jimmy Butler at this point. Like, that he only got one first-round pick. It is absolutely, NK, you're right. It is absolutely lower than market. We should be able to get Cam Johnson for Marcus Martin's in a rendezvous season. Like, that's like really like it has set the market. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I'm calling Brooklyn and saying, hey, we'll give you Marcus Smart, we'll give you Marcus Smart, we'll give you Jake LaRavia and a second-round pick, and that's it. I mean, there you go.
Get these guys off the rock. This is what we should. This
100%.
You know, and I hope, I truly hope it. Since this is what started the trade deadline week, stuff has to happen. I mean, Art said it best. Like, into the bench guys and picks might get you a star if that's what Luka Dončić brought. And climbing, you got to make something happen. If this is what's going on the first week, And Mikal Bridges went for four first round pick.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Luka
one. If you would have asked me last week, like, I would have said, okay, Mikal got 4, then it's 5 to 7 for Luka. And then I would have laughed in your face and said, there's no way he's ever going to get traded. Like, that's not happening.
Nope.
Rudy Gobert, 5 first-round picks, and he is ass. Like, he's so bad. But again, like, if it's true that, right here, GMs are furious right now for them setting the market at 1 first-round pick. But if I'm climbing and the rumors are true that the Nets covet Marcus Smart and Santi Aldama or Jitty, brother, I am already on the phone right now calling up and saying, I'll give you both of them and a second-round pick. Send me Cam Johnson.
Honestly, you start those phone calls last night when you hear that when you hear this trade is real. It changes the market, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see stuff happening
quickly now. And hey,
every day.
Listen, I saw one yesterday that I really liked. Like, if they want a first round pick, say, look, we'll take Cam Johnson and Deron Sharp. We'll send you Marcus Smart. We'll send you Santi Aldama, a first and a second. Let's make it happen.
I love that. We can do a whole shoot. We might just make that let's make that happen. Let's make something happen.
Would you make that trade?
I would make that trade. Yes, I would. We would.
Absolutely.
Dallas, we wouldn't do what you did. You crazy people. That's going to do it for us today, y'all. We just wanted to hop on, talk this trade. The Grizzlies do play tonight. If you need a little palate cleanser, you know, if you don't want to spend the evening asking what the F just happened, what the F did we just do, you know, just like watch you some Grizzlies basketball. They're going to be playing Milwaukee tonight. I'm excited.
Go get a dub. It's at Milwaukee. It's just a quick road trip up there. We match up well with the Bucks. We've had their number the last 2 years, even in the abysmal season that was last year. Beat them earlier this year, and let's go do it again.
Do it again. I'm going to tune in. Going to be a nice little Sunday evening. We'll be back tomorrow. We can leave you anything on this Sunday like we normally do. Remember, just to be a little weird and remember to smile. Bye, guys. Have a good Sunday.